Hi guys, my name's Chrissy and today we'll be doing a step-by-step tutorial on how to do a simple seascape with glazing. We'll be using an 8x10 canvas board today and I have primed it in just like a grey toned gesso. So any gesso, but you could also do it in paint. So let's crack on, shall we? So I've marked in just over halfway of this canvas and I've just put a little bit of a chalk line to where I want my wave to come on my seascape. So we're going to start with a number 10 round brush. This is just a scrubber brush and we just want to dip it in at the ends and wet it just a little bit and then dab off. Then I'm going to go straight into my gesso, pick up some white and a tiny bit of black. Now in gesso it's very strong, so just don't overdo it. And we're just going to put some simple clouds in, maybe a bit more white because we've got the toned. So just get your values right, yeah? And we're just going to scrumble in anyway, don't even think about it, some simple clouds. Just keep dipping in, don't put too much paint on your brush. And then as we go, we'll just keep adding more white gesso to build some highlights up on his clouds. This is good fun as well, good practice. Now if you wanted to do, you could soft blend these in, but I quite like them like that, so that's optional, of course. And then just come down and scrumble to your horizon line, which I've just drawn in with some chalk. Quite like that, just a bit more highlights here and there, so I'll just dab it on and not blend it in as much. Just to give them a bit more dimension on your clouds. And I think I'm quite happy with that. So I don't need that brush now, so I'll just pop that in water. Then I'll go to a flat brush, which this is a 3/4 inch flat brush. I've just wetted it at the end and just squeezed the excess water off. Now we're going to put some tonal values in as water, just using some black and white gesso. So obviously we've got the grey tone already in. So we're just going to the white and a bit into that grey, but mainly more white. And we're going to put some like little sea waves in. So load both sides of your brush. And we're just going to put, as we come forward, a wave will get a little bit bigger. So just remember, when you're furthest back, you want them smaller, because the perspective, we're looking more in the distance, yeah? But as we come forwards, I'm just tapping on and giving a nice little rocking motion with my brush. And as we come further down, we can do them a bit larger, yeah? Because it's nearest to us. So same principle again, we'll come over here, some little ones at the back, just dab on and then start using little rocking motions, ever so lightly, don't need to press hard. And then come down to your little wave line, load up again, little dabbing ones for the back ones, and then just do them a bit bigger as we come further down. Don't put too much gesso on, and if you haven't got gesso, guys, you can use black and white paint if gesso's not as accessible to where you are, that's okay as well. I'm going to do some brighter spots as well, so go back into just the pure white gesso, because we're going to glaze this water and we want some little highlights just showing through. Not everywhere, you know what I mean, don't cover up all your mid-tones that we've put in, but just hither and dither, like so. And join some of them waves up and overlap them. Keep loading up, dipping in, And we'll have some brighter spots here, like maybe there's a bit of a crashing wave. And maybe some at the back there, yeah? That's cool. We'll just soft blend any bubbles out, well, high spots of your paint, your gesso, like so. It's pretty nice. Now I'll go down, move down to a smaller flat brush. This is number 10. I'll just wet that as well. And I'm going to put my little, see, where my water meets the sand, yeah? We're going to put that in. So all I'm going to do is put it straight down on the canvas, so you're using the tips. And I'm just going to dab on, like so. Follow your drawing. I'm just using a dabbing technique just to dab this on with. And make it a bit bumpy and a bit off. You know what I mean? You don't want it a perfectly straight line. And then just soft blend some of the edges, like it's coming up onto the shore. You know, there's a little bit of water left behind, like so. That's cool. Now in the water here, I just want to put some little lines in. I'm just going to dab on with my brush, and I'm going upwards now instead of horizontal. I'm going vertical. Some like little water ripples that's just reflecting into the water from the sunlight, yeah? So simple. You could use a liner brush, but this is the simplest way I wanted to show you for beginner people, yeah? It's just beginning to paint. So that's cool. I'm pretty happy with that. So what we could do with that now, guys, is give it a quick dry. Make sure it's completely dry before we add any actual paint. And I've used a cool heat to dry my gesso. Always use a cool heat. Okay, that's perfectly dry now. So paint, so I'm going to choose today is a Cobalt Turquoise Light. But any colour you like for your oceans, you could use ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, etc. But I'm going to use this colour. So I'm just going to move that gesso out the way. And I'm just going to put this on top of my palette. Now we only need a tiny little bit of this pigment. I'll just pop that to one side. And I'm going to get my glazing medium. Now this is a clear painting medium that just thins your paints out. It doesn't alter any colour in your paints at all. And everything's hunky-dory. And plus, using this instead of water, it won't underbind your paints. Water can thin your paints too much and leave it a bit unstable. So it's a good idea always to use a medium. So we're going to put some of that out. So we want more medium than actual pigment that's going into this painting today. So I'm going to use a dry brush. I've got a clean brush. This is just another number 6 flat. I'm going to go into my pigment paint and load it up just on the tips. And then I'm going to go into my medium. So quite a lot of medium. And a bit more paint. And then the good idea is as well, just do a test and just see how strong it is before you actually commit. Now I quite like that, so I'm going to go with that strength. I mean, if you wanted a bit stronger, add a bit more medium, a bit more paint, sorry, and vice versa. If you want it less, just add more medium. So I'm just going to follow my horizon line, going from right to left. Don't worry about the drips, you can always wipe them off. It's because we're using thin paint. I can just strengthen that up a little bit more to come over. So it's straight over what you've put in and your little seascape. Keep adding a bit more paint, a bit more medium. Like I say, you could use any colour for this. I'm just using the colour I prefer, but you could use like an ultramarine blue, or you could mix it up, use 2 different colours as well. Can you see how that's going on? Now we've already got as dark values in, so we don't need to add them in because we've already pre-done them by doing the values with this gesso. A bit more paint. And do it in little sections, you know, don't rush it, just take your time. You want it quite creamy, a creamy consistency. Not too running, not too thick, so have it nice and creamy. I'm going to strengthen it a little bit as we come more forward, just in this section here. Keep reloading. Like so. This is a fun way of glazing your artwork. If you like doing black and white paintings, you could just put a little glaze on here and there. You could even do the sky. I think I quite like my sky that colour. So when I come to the sand bit, I'm just going to use really more medium than actual pigment. I'm just going to give this like a bit of a wash. But you could use another colour on the sand if you wanted to, you know, like an ochre, yellow ochre, a nice sandy colour. But this is just a basic way to show you today, guys, how you can glaze up some of your artwork. How cool is that? Then obviously let that dry completely, and you can always go in and add another layer. Also, if you wanted to introduce to your artwork, if you wanted a bit more in your picture, you could just add a few little birds just floating around in your picture. And I've done a more in-depth painting of this, but I've just wanted to do this just for the people that are just starting out painting. So now I've put some deep turquoise out. So we're staying in the blues. There's some medium as well. And I'll just rinse this brush off. Dry it off on my towel because we've had glazing medium on it. So give them a good rinse and then wash them off properly when you're finished. So I'll go back to my 3/4 inch brush. So this is just a deeper value than the one we had before, just to put some depth into your water. It's plenty medium again. So we'll start at the back. And we're just going to glaze right across the horizon line, just to darken it up at the back. And then we're going to fill some of this in. Leave some of your lighter sections. Like I say, you could do multiple glazes to get your water really nice, how you like it. And this just adds a bit of depth to your artwork by doing the lighter and darker values in your paintings. Also, we have done the values underneath by using the gesso, black and white gesso. And we can go right over that little wave that we did as well. Ooh, give that a coat. But always make sure your glazing's dry before you add another layer. And then I'll just put a bit of a coat on my sandy bit here. Maybe just strengthen it up at the back a bit more in some pocket areas. But that's optional. You can play around with this and really create something nice, yeah? That's a simple way to glaze your underpainting. If you found any value in this video, please like, share and consider subscribing. I also live stream on this channel every Thursday at 7 PM UK time. Also check out the links below this video. I have an art Facebook group which is wonderful. We have plenty of help in there. I'm in there. We give tips, advice, etc. So please check them out, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.